Virtus.pro lead Dignitas by 10 rounds to 5, and we've changed servers and we're ready to get the second half of the first map underway here in the grand final of the FACEIT Spring League season. And I'm joined by the man that is Mr. Devil Walker of Team FNATIC. It's been great to be with you all weekend long, and now we're looking forward to bringing this to a conclusion, and you will leave us again, going back to Sweden.
Yep.
Leaving a trail of heartbroken shoutcasters in your wake as you head back to your real job of actually being good at the game.
Yeah, but you'll survive it, Stu.
I don't know if I will. I don't know if I will.
I think you will.
Cadian came and left and didn't even say goodbye.
Really?
Didn't even say goodbye.
Such a bastard.
You said it.
Yeah. And we got, what was it? Virtus.pro getting 10 rounds as CT, and Dignitas barely got 5 then. Picked up in that 1-on-2 in the last round, right?
But this was the bit you were excited for.
Yes. This
hot Ts versus hot CTs.
Yeah. Virtus.pro I consider being better on the T side actually than the CT side on this map, and I consider Dignitas to be a lot stronger on the CT side than the T side. So yeah, this is going to be really interesting. I can see even Virtus.pro picking up like 10 rounds as against a top team on T on this map, but I mean Dignitas, I can see them shutting them down completely as well. And we're going on the way with the second half pistol. As checking for nades here on the T side, and just because they bought the Molotov, I'm thinking that they're going for a B. Maybe Molotoving the free box so they can't stay hidden in the side.
Yeah, rattling off a few shots of Virtus.pro as they push in. VP sit deep, no commitment from the bomb at all. Zipnix will have seen very little at this point in time as he's the one pushed down from B. You will toss out what will be his...
And Snacks is alone with the Molotov actually in A apartments. As 4 players on Virtus.pro is just hiding down in T slope. Just taking it very slowly. And Snacks' job is actually left Team Dignitas with only 1 guy at B.
Zipnix or bust at B. And slowly they're coming his way. He's got reinforcements coming though. Someone's coming around from CT spawn to join him.
That's Fetish. And
here they go. Pushing in towards that B site now. Fetish will push out. He gets an insta-headshot onto Bialy. Nades come trying through as they'll go through. Fetish is going to get himself down by Pasha. Zipnix in on the action. Gets himself one more. Virtus.pro have now got control of the B site and have a 3-on-2. Pushed up into CT spawn was Snacks. And he got a massive hit onto AZ. And did...
this is still doable for Dupree. He has a kit. He can make this happen.
His nade does some damage for him onto Neo's down to 8 points of health. He'll look to finish him off or scare him away as he now has to go looking for Taz, who is the master of deception. He's right behind Dupree, who turns around, now looks to draw out Neo. Neo's playing this one by the book and staying well out of trouble. And now the pair of them just set up the sandwich, and down Dupree and VP have got themselves the pistol round. And without the joy of an automated scoreboard, our maths tells us that VP lead by 11 rounds to 5.
Yeah, and it's a really good push. I think Virtus they might have been able to take that push earlier, but Fetish just about got there in time. But they had some awkward positions defending that side from coils, and it's been a popular setup before, but nowadays everyone just pops your head, as it shows. And they got the entry to the site, and just really well played, with especially from Snacks in that spawn area.
Zipnix peeks onto the banana walkway where he would have spied 2 or 3 bodies. Pasha will show some again. Bomb's still at the bottom of banana though.
And as we mentioned before, Virtus.pro facing an eco.
The rounds they hate the least, but this time they've taken it very slowly. And they will
Seems to be more control in what Virtus are doing here on the anti-eco. See if they can pull this off.
Dupree is in a perfect position, but isn't going to get anywhere. It's Device will get that frag, and then AZ helps himself to another, and before AZ walks onto the end of that AK, quite literally, and Device will have to get himself out of there. 2 frags, perfect range for the CZs to get those frags, but now you're asking a lot as they try to reclaim the A site. 3 on 3 though, numbers not quite against them, but they have no weapons, and a very angry group of Virtus.pro players ready to try and kill them. Device has picked himself up an AK, and has potentially decided that that's reward enough, because the bomb will tick louder and louder. He gets the kill onto Snacks, and Fetish may be worth making this as expensive as he possibly can, because there is no way he's getting in there, and he hasn't got himself the grand prize of a weapon, but he can't finish off the job himself. And Device will be the only one getting out of there. Doesn't do that either.
Was all the way into the side towards that long area. He get blown up on a spot where he actually could have survived in normal circumstances.
He'll be kicking himself for not having an AK at the end of this round, that's for sure.
That is still a costly round for them. Lost 3 guns.
They still have those 2 Galils in the...
Team Dignitas actually didn't buy armor that last round, so it's a really good eco from them.
However, VP now up to the magic number of 12. They are 12-5 up here on map 1 of 3, potentially 3.
And they're actually in a really good position here, winning that pistol. They have 12 rounds now. Should get up to 13.
Device gets himself the first frag. It's Neo that goes down, but Pasha quickly joins. Max gets frags for Virtus.pro. There's a Device with another. There's Zipnix will help himself to a frag, and Fetish, again the last man standing, connects with a beautiful hit. And he's one-on-one with Snacks, but coming up from mid, he hasn't passed any of the dead bodies. And he and his P250 have fired one, killed one at the moment.
I'm not sure if Fetish actually heard him pick up the bomb, but he heard a step at long, so he sees now.
He's going to check in the site. He will collect some weapons, and
still a a lot of damage done. They basically only bought those pistols, so Dignitas has a lot of money going into this, but Virtus is kind of... they don't have any money left.
1-on-1 for the round. Crucial, given that Virtus.pro would be some 8 rounds so clear of Dignitas if they were to win this one. Fetish comes in from Banana Walkway, is looking for Snacks, looking inside the site. Snacks has already gone over towards CT Spawnway and is coming around from the ruins. So he pushes in, and there just isn't enough time for Fetish this time. And Snacks picks himself up the kill and the round. VP, expensive, but 3 rounds won for them, having won the pistol at the start of the second half. It's 13-5.
And to tell you a bit about Dignitas CT play, facing them, they kind of want to force you to A all the time. So they really want to buy Molotovs once they get money control on the B side, and kind of smoke off B all the time and have 4 guys on A, and try to force you to that A side. And let's see how it's going to work out for them on in this round, because I'm pretty sure that's what they want.
See, one player is going banana, and Zipnix takes a lot of damage from him. He'll pull back. I think it was Pasha that was there.
So it seems like Virtus is gearing up for some kind of A play, leaving only 1 guy at banana.
And Pasha's done a good job there of just keeping 2 players occupied, 2 players nading, and they'll send the 4 onto the 3.
And this is where I called out that very, very crucial that I talked about before the match, the A round, where they're so good at.
Here we go. AZ going to see action in the pit as they come charging out of the apartments. AZ lines up, doesn't connect with the first kill, but does get there in the end. It's Snacks that goes down. Quickly waits on the second man to come around and finishes him off. Great play from AZ. He's earned his keep today as he'll move in, looking for the third. Neo and Taz, they will return the favor. Virtus.pro have down 3 frags. Xyp9x quickly over towards that A site, dispatches a Pasha, and it is a 2-on-2. Fetish and Xyp9x against Taz and Neo. After plant, Neo down. Taz now one-on-one with Fetish, and you back Taz every single time because he has delivered when it has mattered for Virtus.pro, and they are now at 14 rounds to 5 up.
And if you look at that round, AZ got 2 entries when they pushed out the apartments, but the actual round is so good they actually can make it back. They always lose those entries and climb back up there. Virtus.pro. It's really sick clutch from Taz as well, with basically 6 seconds back on, left on the clock when he put the bomb down.
And this is Dignitas' map. And remember, we are in a single best-of-3 scenario. There is no second best-of-3. So if when we go on to season, a map that VP have beaten Dignitas on today, if they haven't clawed back Inferno, they will suddenly become the underdogs.
Yeah, and Team Dignitas dominated Virtus.pro in the last best of 3. But this is not the case here. Inferno is the new map for this series, with Season and Mirage being the second and third. Pasha puts a lot of pressure on B, keeps the 2 men there, so Dignitas can have the... And actually, Dignitas has no grenades left. Absolutely no grenades. This is going to be a really hard defense for Dignitas.
On board with Device, who has 2 coming around. He will wait and he'll fire them both going through. He makes a scene, but doesn't land a kill. Pasha down, Snacks follows, Taz follows, and Snacks is going to be the next man out. Xyp9x down along with Device, but it's all on Bjarly now, 1 versus 3, as Dignitas have somehow managed to pick apart this defense. And the CTs will see out the time, and it just took too long for that VP attack to muster.
Yeah, they had around 40 seconds when Dignitas had no grenades left, but they were gearing up for that B split, and they kind of snuck their way into vaults without any contact, and then it kind of took too long. They had no...
Well, like, it definitely took too long.
Yeah. Bjarly could have taken that bomb and actually gotten a bomb plant, but if he had it just a few seconds more... and Dignitas actually...
Is that a trade you'd happily take there?
Absolutely. As they push into the B side to take it.
It's going to be dupreeh coming forward, and he will pick off Snacks, but dupreeh with a hit goes in. It's 3-on-3 as the bomb is planted, and Bjarly down by Device there. 1 CT coming up the banana walkway is picked off. It's AZ that goes down. Dignitas are in real trouble here as they're running out of men. It's Device to stop Matt Point. As he will hear that bomb tick louder and louder, and he's not going to be able to get there. It's going to be Virtus.pro who race away with their T side. They now are on, what, some 9 map points.
And that's a situation where Dignitas has no money, they have low nades, and Fetish kind of has to take a gamble because they can't buy enough time before Virtus actually... for Virtus to actually slow down the gameplay with not enough smokes, and yeah, they got the trade, and Bjarly just kept on rolling into the side and got the second man there.
And this is going to be a big role for Dignitas. They're going to ask them to win a map that they lost earlier on today, a map that they've not got much history on, that no one has too much history on. To save their tournament, a tournament that they were thinking that they were the favourites on. But dupreeh is saying, hold on, Mr. Commentator. I want you to believe in me, but as he goes down, Dignitas' hopes follow. Fetish and Xyp9x against 4 men.
And I think they're making the right decision. Just sneaking up to the runs together so they can revenge back.
Fetish gets himself a headshot on towards Neo. Has reinforcements from Xyp9x with that CZ headshot. And Fetish gets himself another one. And suddenly, the round that was Virtus.pro's to lose, they're exactly one frag away from losing. Pasha collects the bomb and escapes and will charge back. Bates to suggest he was going down towards B. And you can see the effect. It sent one player over there. He's going to go 1-on-1 at either site. It's Fetish that's over on B. And it's Xyp9x in full health. Sorry, it's Fetish on A. With low health against Pasha, who will assume all is clear. Puts the bomb down. Fetish is waiting for him there on the other side of that box. Pasha has possibly no idea. He hasn't even looked that side. And he put the bomb down and just escaped. Will spy the first man now and returns around. Still no movement from Fetish. He knows he doesn't have much health to move with. He's in the pit and will get dropped. As Pasha now will go 1-on-1 to win the map for Virtus.pro. In on the side is Xyp9x. And then Xyp9x saving the round for Dignitas. It's going to be a close one here, surely, but he will just about get it. Virtus.pro threw that one away. They were 2-on-4 against a player with a CZ and a P250 against 4 fully armed AKs. And it was the Danes who came out on top. And we are on the next map point. 8 more map points to go.
Yeah, great round from Xyp9x and Fetish. It seemed like they already lost it, but once they went up mid, they were kind of scared not taking the duels. They just held the angle, and Fetish got in some great headshots there. And Xyp9x in that 1-on-1 clutch against Pasha. Extremely important.
And that forces Kaneko round from VP this time around, who can afford to wait.
Yeah, they have a couple of match points to go through, so there's no need to force buy and stress the situation. They can just double eco even if they want to.
Neo downed by Xyp9x earlier on. He sits in B waiting for more to come at him. As he pushes in Xyp9x. He's in wait. And there is Fetish with 1, 2, 3. Fetish's famous power dispatches of the incoming VP side. It's going to be 5-3 in the second half. It was 10-5 in the first if you're just joining us, which means VP are on 15 to Dignitas' 8. I'm repeating this more so that I remember the numbers and that I can verify my maths. And
yeah, once again a very solid anti-eco from Dignitas. The tournament all along this tournament, and this is the play I've been talking about. Dignitas likes to take over, kind of force the other team towards the A side, and it's not easy taking over Banana with that smoke just far down there. It looks like VP is going for that A play.
And having taken it over, the crucial part will be when do those two players join the 3 on A who are going up against 5. AZ's FAMAS gets Neo. AZ's FAMAS is not going to get the second frag onto Byali. There's a Device will help himself to the frags of Byali and Taz. It's Snacks, Pasha, who are going to keep going though. And Virtus.pro are down to just one man. 1 on 2. Dupree versus Snacks in that site has got Fetish coming as well. Sorry, Xyp9x coming as well. And Snacks wanting the fight. This time firing into blindly. Doesn't get those kills. And will be punished, but Dignitas win a second one in a row. Sorry, third one in a row. And they'll pull this back, and
there we see, once Dignitas get that under control, both players on B buying the Molotovs to kind of delay them 20 seconds extra, forcing them even further towards A. Because pushing B against Molotovs, that's not a thing you want.
Taz went racing up the banana walkway and paid the price. It's a save round from Virtus.pro, and it'll tie us up in the second half at 5-5. It'll mean there are just 5 more map points. And we'll see what that means for Dignitas at the moment. These rounds are so close, though. The smallest of margins have allowed Dignitas back into this game, but the smallest of margins could lose them this map.
Yeah, so it's basically about if they keep taking over Banana that strongly in the beginning, Dignitas, forcing Virtus to A. It's a good situation for Team Dignitas, knowing that they will come A every time is valuable, even if you're not an extra man there. Just knowing they will come there.
How do you as FNATIC counter that?
We are working on it. we have something on the works. And I've seen Hellraisers do something like a late banana take.
Pasha gets Zipniks, and that changes the complexity of things as B suddenly becomes a more viable option. There is still one man who I'm assuming is Fetish in there, and now he's gone as Virtus.pro have opened up that B site. And they'll take themselves their third frag, and this looks like it might be VP's round now as AZ will go up against Taz, who quickly retreats out. And he'll go walking through the middle, flashed by Taz, and will get himself the kill, and now begins to move his way up towards Banana Wit.
Still have a lot of time, Dignitas, since the bomb is not planted yet. Both Dignitas players are already here.
Vice shows himself and takes a lot of damage. AZ comes in, gets himself the first, but that'll beat that. And that will be Virtus.pro taking map number 1, which was Dignitas' map choice. And that is a big statement of intent as VP take the first hand on that FACEIT trophy.
Yeah, really well played half. They showed the CT half was actually much stronger than I thought. And once they got over to that T side, 5 quick rounds with the pistol and small play towards A, actually, with that strategy we saw. A lot of smokes towards A, pushed out for a plant on short, jumped 3 guys pit, and kind of just escalated, and they got the rounds needed on T.
So, Dan and James, what do you make of that first game? Virtus.pro pick up map number 1.
Well, Virtus, I mean, they are so good. That start, that first half was phenomenal. For me, that really was a game of fundamentals, and we saw that Virtus, their defense was incredibly strong. It was the very standard stuff. Dignitas playing for map control, playing for the picks, trying to make an informed decision after having all that map control. But Virtus.pro were able to control things really well, and they weren't giving anything away. They were winning all the one-on-ones, and that was really eating away at the economy of Dignitas, just really wearing them down. And we saw the classic Virtus moves as well. I mean, I was talking with Devilwalk about this off camera a while ago, and he says, you know, they aren't just an aggressive team. Like, you know, it's not just black and white like that. They're very tactical and intelligent with their aggression, and we really saw so many moves like that. We really saw Virtus in full swing with their style. For example, you know, one moment that it comes to mind is Pasha. You're doing, you know, what looks like a very risky move, you know, going for a quick pick in an aggressive position, throwing down a smoke, and instead of backing away for support with teammates, he makes a very sneaky re-peek in a tiny gap in the smoke, for example, and it just surprises his opponents. These very tactical moves are really what give them these crazy edges, and to me that was mind-blowing to see that in action against Dignitas.
Yeah, Virtus.pro, all throughout this entire series, all over these weeks, they've just become stronger and stronger tactically, making excellent decisions. We saw in the pistol round when they were, well, we saw Dignitas when they were terrorists. They went for a fake B when they got picks, and they went for a fake B. Virtus.pro didn't buy it. They held steady on A for a while, and then it was quite funny because Dignitas decided to push B, and then Virtus.pro like, okay, we think they're pushing B, and it was kind of all happened at the same time, and that's really impressive that you see commonly from Virtus.pro. Another example is when Virtus.pro were on terrorist on the pistol round, and Dignitas aggressively smoked Banana. They had 4 guys on T stairs just waiting next to that smoke, and then they re-smoked it, and they just all sat there. They had one guy controlling mid, so they had options and to stop the flank, and then as soon as that smoke dissipated, they were like, okay, let's go B. Because they're expecting, okay, they've smoked off Banana, they think they've closed it off for us, so there's going to be one guy there, so we can Glock train it, 4v1, and then we should be dandy. And eventually Fetish went back round to the B bomb site, but it was, you know, Virtus.pro managed to take it anyway, won both pistols, and that gave him a good round and economical advantage as well. And they basically ran away with it, making it 14-5, 15-6, and then possibly just too insurmountable for...
Yeah, I mean, what you're just describing there is a really... It's the question that Virtus.pro are very, very good at answering. You know, what is expected of us? So Dignitas make a play, and they go, okay, Dignitas are expecting this now from us. This is what they're trying to force us to do. And they're so good at finding the holes in that to be unexpected with how they actually develop their play. And they are able to get so many little edges like that. It's quite incredible to see them in full flow like this. And moving on to season, I actually feel like Dignitas are going to have a much better round of things, but it's hard to say because Virtus are still running hot. I feel like Dignitas are still the team with a really good understanding of this map, with great team play and coordination, and they're going to be expecting a lot of mid-control plays. But if Virtus are really connecting like they've been doing so, and I think they've been connecting better than Dignitas, I feel like Dignitas are going to have a really rough time with that.
Yeah, I think in our discussions in the previous games, I know you felt like there were a lot of close marginal situations which, you know, on season where Virtus.pro basically won all of them, and you think maybe this will go Dignitas' way. I'm not even playing, and I'm scared of Virtus.pro right now. I just wouldn't bet against them. I just can't. They're just making all the correct decisions. Taz's clutches across this whole series have been insane. He's unstoppable at the moment, and we said before, if Virtus.pro were Public Enemy, he would be Flavor Flav. He's the hype man. He's kind of the one who's putting the energy, putting the fire behind his team. So if he's playing out of his mind like that, I just don't know how you can stop them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my expectation is something around 16-10 for Dignitas, because I feel like they're going to pull through here. But where are you at, James?
16-10 Virtus.pro.
Okay, so you're going to go the other way.
Yep.
What about you, Tosspot? Okay, I'm getting an answer from Tosspot. He's
you've caught him unawares. I think he was picking his nose or similar. So
yeah,
I was playing Candy Crush, you know, like a real shoutcaster should. I can't see... well, I said at the start of the game that I thought Dignitas would overturn on season, but then we just saw what we did, so I'm going to go for a VP win here in 2 maps.
All right, well, there are the words from the man himself. We'll go to a very quick break, guys. We'll be back very shortly with the match on season, and in that little intermission, go check out the platform and have all the fun, you know, exploring the ladders and seeing what prizes you can win and checking out the automated features. We'll be back right after this.